This is an old video I found of Brian, probably going on age 18 or so, which his age coincides with the years, would be 2017, 2018, in there somewhere. Because he would have turned, 18 in 2018 and so forth. So when catatonia would be present, which it would not always be present, and you try to keep it at bay for his health, right? But when it would be present, along with the autism and the catatonia sometimes overlap in different areas, and they would. So if catatonia was present, symptoms of autism would be amped way up. They'd be way more intense, as well as just a couple of those symptoms. I mean, catatonia and autism are very different, okay? But just a couple symptoms of it do overlap. And then if catatonia is present, the autism would be way more intense as well. So there's a symptom in autism that people have a couple different names for. Sometimes people call it stimming. Sometimes they call it perseverating. And sometimes they call it comfort zone. I've always kind of thought that the greatest description of it. Certainly for Brian, it was an anxiety relaxer. And so anyway, one of his is sort of wrapped up in sensory. And that's like the feeling of the car always was like that, always was calming. He's one of those babies. His sister was the opposite, had an opposite sensory profile. But this was Brian's sensory profile. So even from babyhood, of riding the car, he'd go to sleep. You try to park and, put him down in his bed, that he would wake up. And you get back in the car, you go back to sleep. Right. But at this older age, with sensory processing issues in autism, with the catatonia, he would go into like this not wanting to get out of the car. And at the height of it, like the worst of it, we'd be at the psych ER with people having to pull him out to get him to get out of the car, or he would be kicking the window out because the car's not moving, because he wants the car to be moving. And he's just the sweetest kid. It's the catatonia sort of amping that symptom of perseverating up, a lot. And it would only happen when catatonia was present. But that was the two of them sort of overlapping together,
Put his feet up. He was doing that thing,
So you can see, if you watch this brief clip of him, that he understands. He's kind of upset beforehand. He knows that in order for us to be in the yard, I had such a hard time getting him to function in the yard.
What you were up to.
He'd be upset about things changing in the yard. And he wouldn't hang out in the yard. He would try to hang out in the vehicle. Well, this is downstate, about an hour from Ann Arbor. This is, we don't live there anymore. So that house was my husband's house, who died, Brian's dad, in 2015. And recently, anyway, so this is down there. But anywhere we're at, if this symptom is on board with the catatonia, we have to like have all the cars away. He can't let any cars be possible for him to break into, because, you might have to replace a window, and, he could get hurt. And that's the other thing is, it's hot. It gets hot enough down there. It's not like it is in the UP of Michigan, where it doesn't get that hot. It gets so dangerous down there weather-wise. It gets cold up here. That's what you got to watch out for. But not hot like that. You have a few days out of the year. Down there, it gets so dangerous.
You gonna hang out, buddy?
He can't be in the car like that.
Okay. There you go.
Most of the
All
time. It's
right.
dangerous. So
So good.
you can see, though, that he's upset. He doesn't want us to lock the doors. We just want him to hang out in the yard
All
like
right.
everybody else. Not required to be sitting in a hot vehicle. Right? That's not moving. So this is what we got to do to try to make it happen in the healthiest way. But the thing about this video that is endearing to me is he's nonverbal, sure, but you can see if you watch this short clip, it's only like a minute or so, that he's totally there. He's upset beforehand about us locking all the doors to all the cars. That's what the whole thing's about.
Look at Brian, guys.
And you can see that. He's not, absent. He's just nonverbal. And there's a big difference.
We had a function out here. Okay, we're not going for a ride, and you can't sit in the car. You're gonna have to go lock all the cars doors. Bray. I gotcha. Okay, what are you doing, Maya? It would be awesome if you came outside. Come on. Clean the dog's mess. Yeah. No! It's okay. It's okay. What? What about you? Are you signed I what? You can be outside.
Meow!
It's all right. Spit that out, okay? Thank you. Excellent. Good job. All right. Jeremiah, you gotta go lock all the cars. Because of you, yes. Because you can't not go sit and just sit in the car. We're outside to be outside. If you want to be outside, then you be outside. You're not gonna just sit in the car. That's not healthy. Okay? I love you.
So you can see that Brian communicated, a few different ways. He signed a few things. Because with autism, what was literal a lot of times needed to be kind of tangible. So like signs that ended in the air were not appropriate to even tent, really, and he never would do those. But that's why he's signing. But he kept some, and he would communicate a few different ways. As you can see, his receptive speech was pretty high, as you can see. It doesn't look like catatonia is real bad in this. If you hung out watching all that, thanks. Take care.